Your cat looks at you, but they don't see a human. The truth is stranger. When your cat approaches you, meows at you, headbutts you, they're not thinking, this is my human owner. They're thinking, if they think in concepts at all, something closer to, this is the big warm thing that smells like home and provides food. You're not human to them. You're something else. A category they've created that doesn't map neatly onto our understanding of species. This isn't speculation. It comes from research by John Bradshaw, a British anthrozoologist who spent decades studying how cats perceive and interact with humans. His conclusion, cats don't change their behavior when interacting with humans versus other cats. They use the same social signals, the same body language. The same vocalizations, adapted, but fundamentally the same. That suggests cats don't see humans as a separate species. They see us as something within their existing framework. And once you understand what that framework is, a lot of confusing cat behavior starts making sense. Let's start with how cats see. Visual processing limits. Cats have excellent vision in certain domains. Motion detection, low light vision, peripheral awareness, but facial recognition, not their strength. A 2005 study tested whether cats could recognize their owners by visual cues alone. Researchers showed cats photos of their owner's face versus a stranger's face. The cats showed no preference. They couldn't reliably identify their owner from a photograph. Compare that to dogs, who can recognize their owner's face in photos with high accuracy. Or to humans, who are facial recognition specialists. We process faces automatically, unconsciously, constantly. Cats don't have that system. Their visual cortex isn't optimized for facial detail. They see your general shape, your movement patterns, your size. But your face, that's not the primary identifier. This is why your cat sometimes seems to not recognize you when you're wearing different clothes, standing in an unusual place, or approaching from an unexpected angle. The visual cues they rely on, your silhouette, your movement style, your usual position in space, have changed. And without those cues, they can't immediately place you. But here's what they do rely on: scent dominance. To a cat, you are primarily a scent signature. Your unique combination of pheromones, skin oils, environmental odors, and the foods you eat creates a chemical profile that is far more distinctive to your cat than your face. When your cat rubs against you, they're not just marking you with their scent, they're absorbing yours. When you pet your cat, you're transferring scent to them. When they sleep on your clothes, they're surrounding themselves with your chemical signature. This is why cats who bond with specific people often prefer that person's worn clothing over clean clothing. The scent is stronger. The identification is clearer. Your cat recognizes you the moment you enter the house, not because they see you, but because they smell you. The door opens, your scent floods the room, and their brain registers the primary caregiver is home. This is also why cats sometimes react strangely to their owners after the owner returns from a trip. You smell different. You've accumulated foreign scents, other animals, unfamiliar places, strange foods. Your chemical signature has changed. The cat needs time to recalibrate, to confirm that underneath the new scents, you're still you. So, if your cat doesn't see you as a human visually and identifies you primarily by scent, what category are you in? The big, clumsy cat theory. John Bradshaw's research suggests that cats perceive humans as large, non-hostile cats who happen to be exceptionally clumsy and oddly shaped. Here's the evidence. When cats interact with humans, they use the same social behaviors they use with other cats. Headbutting, tail-up greeting, slow blinking, allogrooming, rubbing, purring, which adult cats rarely do with other adult cats, but do with humans, suggesting we're categorized differently, but still within the feline social framework. Cats don't have a separate human behavioral repertoire. They have a cat behavioral repertoire, and they apply it to us. This suggests they've categorized us as something cat-adjacent. Not exactly a cat. We're too big, too loud, too clumsy. We smell wrong, we move wrong, but close enough that the same social signals apply. Think of it this way. If you encountered an alien species that looked vaguely human-shaped but was twice your size, moved awkwardly, and smelled strange, you might still try to communicate with them using human social cues, smiling, hand gestures, vocal tone, because they're the closest thing in your framework. That's what cats are doing with us. We're not human. We're big, clumsy, cat-like things. And because we don't behave like normal cats, we don't hunt, we don't groom properly, we trip over our own feet, we're probably considered somewhat incompetent. But we're family. So the cat tolerates our incompetence. Now let's talk about behavioral categorization. Cats don't have a concept of species the way we do. They don't think dog, cat, human as distinct biological categories. They think in terms of behavior and relationship. Is this thing a threat or not? Does this thing provide food? Does this thing offer warmth? Does this thing engage in social bonding behaviors? You're defined not by what you are, but by what you do. You're the thing that opens the food container, the thing that provides the warm lap, the thing that makes the friendly high-pitched sounds, the thing that smells like home. Your cat has built a behavioral profile of you, and that profile is far more important than any visual or species-based categorization. This explains why different people in the same household get treated differently by the same cat. One person feeds the cat, they're the food provider. Another person plays with the cat, they're the play partner. A third person mostly ignores the cat, they're neutral furniture. The cat isn't being unfair or playing favorites based on affection. They're responding to behavioral patterns. The person who feeds them gets approached at meal times. The person who plays gets brought toys. The person who ignores them gets ignored back. You can shift your behavioral category. If the non-playing person starts initiating play sessions, the cat will recategorize them over time. Behavior defines relationship. Change the behavior, change the relationship. This is why cats can bond with dogs, rabbits, even birds in some cases. The species doesn't matter. The behavior does. If the other animal doesn't exhibit threat behaviors and does engage in affiliative behaviors, the cat can integrate them into their social structure. You're in that social structure, not as a human, as a provider, a source of safety, a social partner. Your species is irrelevant. Your behavior is everything. And this is why cats seem confused when you change your routine. If you normally feed them at 7 a.m. and one day you sleep until 10 a.m., you violated the behavioral pattern. The cat isn't mad at you. They're recalibrating their model of you. The food provider behavior didn't activate on schedule. Does that mean you're a less reliable food provider now? The cat needs new data. Now, here's where size matters. Size and threat assessment. You are much larger than your cat. An average cat weighs 4 to 5 kilograms. An average human weighs 60 to 80 kilograms. That's a 15 to 1 size ratio. In the wild, size equals threat. Larger animals are predators. Smaller animals are prey. A cat encountering something 15 times its size should, by default, flee or fight. But your cat doesn't. Why? Because their amygdala has learned, through repeated experience, that you are not a threat despite your size. Every interaction where you didn't attack, didn't chase, didn't harm, that's data. Over weeks and months, the threat assessment shifts. Large size, but no threat behavior. The conclusion, safe to approach. This is why kittens who are socialized to humans between 2 to 7 weeks develop better human tolerance than kittens socialized later. Early experiences play an important role in how a kitten interprets the world. When it becomes familiar with people in a calm and positive way during this period, it tends to carry that sense of comfort forward. At the same time, the difference in size between a person and a cat is always part of how situations are perceived. Because of this, quick movements, loud sounds, or approaching from above can sometimes make even a well-adjusted cat pause or become cautious for a moment. A gentle approach usually works best. Lowering your posture, moving from the side, and keeping movements slow gives the cat time to recognize you and stay at ease. Now, about how cats recognize people. They rely on several main cues. Scent is often the most important. Next comes movement, the way you walk and gesture. And finally, your voice also plays a role. Scent. Your chemical signature is the most reliable identifier. This is why cats rub against you, sleep on your clothes, and react to your worn items. They're maintaining olfactory familiarity. Some cats will even sleep in a specific spot, your pillow, your chair, your side of the bed, because that's where your scent is strongest. They're not just seeking comfort, they're seeking the scent that signals safety. Movement patterns, the way you walk, the rhythm of your steps, the speed of your approach. Cats are motion detection specialists. They recognize your gait pattern the way you might recognize someone by their handwriting. This is why your cat often knows you're home before you open the door. They hear your footsteps in the hallway. The rhythm matches your movement pattern. They've identified you before you've even entered. Voice, not the words. The sound pattern. Pitch, rhythm, volume. Your voice is as distinctive to your cat as your scent. This is why cats often respond when you call them from another room even if they can't see you. They've identified you by auditory signature. Some cats learn to distinguish between different household members by voice alone. One person has a deeper voice, another higher. The cat learns which voice belongs to which behavioral profile. Deep voice equals play person. Higher voice equals food person. They're matching audio signature to behavioral expectation. Visual cues are last. Your cat uses them, but only in combination with the other signals. Silhouette, general size, the outline of your shape, but without scent or sound to confirm, visual alone isn't reliable. This is why your cat might hesitate when you approach if you're wearing a hat, carrying a large object, or standing in unusual lighting. The visual cue is off. They need a second to gather scent or voice data to confirm it's you. So, what does this mean for interaction? What this means for interaction. First, don't rely on your face to communicate. Your cat isn't reading your facial expressions the way a dog would. Use your voice, your body position, your movement. Those are the signals your cat decodes. Second, scent matters more than you think. If you want to build or maintain a bond, let your cat scent you regularly. Let them rub against you. Don't wash off their scent immediately. The chemical exchange is the bond. Third, approach as a non-threat. Crouch down, move slowly. Approach from the side, make yourself smaller. This works with their size-based threat assessment system instead of against it. Fourth, use cat social signals. Since your cat is treating you like a cat, use the signals they understand. Slow blink. Offer your hand for scent investigation. Let them initiate contact. These are feline social cues. Use them. Fifth, be consistent. Since your cat identifies you by behavior, consistency reinforces recognition. Same movement patterns, same voice, same scent. Predictability equals safety. Your cat doesn't see you as human. They see you as something cat-like but incompetent, large but safe, and valuable because of what you do, not what you are. That's not insulting. It's just a different framework. And once you work within that framework, instead of expecting your cat to see you the way you see yourself, communication becomes easier. Bonding becomes clearer. The relationship makes sense. Your cat isn't confused about you. You've been confused about how they see you. Now you know. If this changed how you think about your relationship with your cat, hit the like button. And subscribe. We're breaking down cat behavior through neuroscience every week. And here's a question for you. Does this change how you think about your relationship with your cat? Do you see their behaviors differently now? Drop a comment.